Oh my God, you're distracting me right now.
Sorry.
Like now you're just doing that. Why? Why are you distracting me?
I'm just captivated by your beauty.
You're just distracting me.
so
No, but
beautiful.
oh my God, stop! You're annoying me. Stop! It's not cute. No, he's distracting me. So. I'm gonna like walk out of this interview.
It's gonna be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Humiliation.
This is why, yes, we'll have to like just cut him out of the show. Can I tell you, from now on, unless it's history, don't take anything that this guy is going to say because he just invents it on the spot.
So this video has been making the rounds on the internet, and people are having their own theories about how Hilaria can be a bit too controlling over Alec Baldwin. Not that we care, but it is indeed fun to watch. And in this video, I'm going to not only analyze their body language in that main trending, very viral video. It was the second clip that you saw, but other clips that bring much better insights into, well, what they are going through, especially how Alec Baldwin feels about his wife, Hilaria. And yes, I will also analyze that double down of Hilaria on, well, you know, this strange relationship. Hello and welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my body language analysis and tips. Let's get down to it. And the circumstances of this is that they have a reality show, and they are have seven kids and 6 pets, something like that, and they are trying to look relatable, like Alec Baldwin doing faces and stuff. But we all know that this is more about trying to, let's say, change the narrative about what happened in that Rust set shooting. And by shooting, well, you know that it can mean many things, especially if you're working with Alec Baldwin. The reviews are not I quite savage. Variety said that at times watching Alec and Hilaria Baldwin's reality show, the Baldwins feels like being trapped on a vacation with someone else's family and watching with creeping horror as they get on each other's nerves. Read the review here. We're gonna skip the review. Just in case you're not aware, well, remember that Alec Baldwin is a seasoned actor from Glengarry Ross fame. I always mention this movie, especially this scene, because, well, it's one of my favorite scenes in the history of filmmaking. I almost know this scene word for word. Just crazy things, I know. And Hilaria, well, Hilaria is not really an actress. She just happens to like yoga like a lot, as in doing yoga in planes and commercial flights. If you see a crazy lady doing yoga in a plane, most likely is Hilaria. And she also does yoga in the kitchen, like literally in the kitchen. As well, you can the fame that she has, the real fame that she has is that, well, she had this claim to fame as Spanish or from Spanish descent or something like that. But that forced accent, that I already made a video about that, very short video, it was like 3 minutes. I had a lot of fun. But make sure that if you want the background on all that fake Spanish or, I don't know, Latino accent, you can watch that video. But again, this is about analyzing them as a couple, and we're going to have many instances in which not only body language but words will give you the clues of how this works in this couple, and you will be able to apply it on other people that you watch. That's the idea behind this channel, and that is the idea. That's why, thank you, Colin Rock, for mentioning this. There is a reason why Alec Baldwin looks like this almost all the time. And yeah, and the explanation before we get into the actual body language, just one more joke. Super Mexican has the best depiction of this. The Baldwin's show made me realize Alec Baldwin has the worst of both worlds. He married a white girl pretending to be a spicy Latina, so he gets all the drama and irrationality without the great cooking and clean house. Well, yeah, that's, just the kind of decisions that you make in your life. But again, we have this question about they have this reality show, and the reality show is about their family. I noticed something before we delve into the couple thing, before we delve into the kind of controlling thing, that Alec Baldwin had some odd reactions to some questions about specifically their family. And you're gonna look at this right now. I'm gonna show you this clip, and you're gonna tell me, we're gonna study his reaction when he's asked about his not only his family but specifically his kids.
Where are the kids?
Kids are trying to go to bed.
Well, I was gonna say, you two do a beautiful job raising your family. You guys are hosting tonight, because we are loving the show, by the way. We're loving getting to know your family.
There are a couple of things in here that I did not understand, especially the way that when he is asked about the kids, where are the kids? And you're gonna see, I'm gonna play this in slow motion. He gets the question about the kids, and he makes this gesture like kind of frustration here. He's pressing his lips. It's a very easy to spot lip pressure, a long blink. Yeah, this we could classify this as frustration. Why is he frustrated when he is asked about his children? I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna have any theories regarding the children. I think that's not appropriate, but there's an adjustment in here. And by an adjustment, I mean that he looks at the camera. Oh my God, I'm being filmed. All right, I need to adjust my facial expression to the father of the family. And oh yeah, I'm going to smile now. So you're asked about your children, and you have this,
Kids are
and then you smile. It's split second. Just one last time so you can see it. Yeah, this frustration face. Then he looks into the camera. Oh, yeah, I have to project happiness. This is the kind of things that I try to teach you so you can spot them in real time, because in real time you don't have the means to see this in slow motion. Then she asks the question, the journalist.
Say, you two do a beautiful job raising your family. You guys are.
And she says, you two do a wonderful job raising your family. And you see that Alec does, and kind of the same gesture of, oh my God, yes, it's a lot of work. 2 times already. Again, these 3 clips don't happen simultaneously. I just made sure to group them in this way so we can analyze them in the right sequence. And finally, we got another question, and we have just a bit of reaction.
Because we are loving the show, by the way. We're loving getting.
We are loving the show, and this is not, maybe not about the family, but about the show. And I noticed this. I noticed right this in Alec's face. This is going to be important later on to understand why, whose idea was it of doing a reality show when, you have to ask people if they really want a reality show about Alec and Hilaria Baldwin. This is going to be important later on. Now, this next part will show us Hilaria's real feelings about how the show is doing.
We'll see what it feels like to have be out there, and then we'll see, if people like it. That's another thing too, so.
I'm sure you're getting great reception already.
People have been very kind. It feels very cathartic to have everything be out there.
Yeah, a couple of things in here. We saw that she is trying to elude the question physically many times. She is speaking, and you see that she's trying to kind of get her head near her right shoulder. It's like when she's trying to protect. It's like a defensive gesture. She has been asked about how is the show doing, how are things going, and she is also bringing her head backwards. My handy notes. When you do this, okay, you bring your head backwards. It's something you can notice it because of her neck, right? It's something that is also a defensive gesture when somebody brings their head backwards, which is what's happening here. And she also, I would say that she's looking up, trying to look for the words. But if your show is doing great, why would you be looking for the right words? You will say, hey, everything is doing amazing. We're doing amazing numbers. And let's see if people like it. If people like it. The show was premiered, if I remember correctly, like 1 month ago. 1 month ago. If you don't know if people like it already, you are in trouble. That's another thing. Notice that she keeps trying to protect herself with that right shoulder raising. Okay, she's gonna call for Alec's help in a minute. And she does a couple things in here. She points with her mouth. She presses her lips. She does this poking of the lips. A bit of nervousness. And then there comes a long blink. It's very, very easy to spot. There it comes. It's like her eyes close for, I would say that more than a second. That is a long blink. A long blink. We do long blinks when we don't want to be in some place, or we don't want to answer certain questions, or we feel uncomfortable.
That's the History Channel.
Okay, what they were talking about, that's the History Channel. You know that part was about the journalists asking Alec Baldwin about the history of Planet Hollywood, and they were saying, okay, I was here. Alec Baldwin was telling that he was there in 1991 when the first Planet Hollywood opened. And of course, Hilaria was what, like 6 or 7 years old at the time. I think that she was not interested in animated movies in all cases, but not action movies. So Alec goes on this like 2 minutes recalling of all that has been Planet Hollywood. There's a Planet Hollywood opening, and right after he ends, then she comes and says,
and that's the History Channel.
And that's the History Channel, kind of mocking him. Okay, let's say this playful mocking. It's just something that can be a joke. It's if I see this in a couple, I say, okay, it's a playful, back and forth. Nothing to see here yet. Okay. And before we move on to the next clip, make sure that you download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video for free. This is the clip. You're about to watch the clip that went viral, and you're going to confirm this was only one of all the instances in which this was like 5 minutes of interview were really uncomfortable. Watch this.
It's going to be great. You're a winner.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
I'm sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
Yeah, when I'm talking, you're not talking. And she says that twice. This is what went viral, and everybody is talking about this. So me as a body language guy, I felt compelled that I needed to analyze this frame by frame. Notice what he just said. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And he was talking about a project of hers. I'm going to talk about how he has praised her, and he's been like a supportive husband in many ways along this interview in 5 times. 5 times, and this was, I think it was not one of those 5 times. He was complimenting her in some way. It's going to be great. And she was upset that he was interrupting her, even if he was complimenting her. That was really odd to watch. So it's going to be great. She turns around. He tells her, "You're a winner." A winner. And then she says, I'm going to say that she goes full Latina. She was even wearing like hoop earrings, by the way. Not that big, but yeah, it's she was going for the Latina stuff. It's, oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking. And she does the hand gesture of, it's quite, a bit of arrogance in there, as in, please, I am talking. When I'm talking, you're not talking. And you see that Alec Baldwin's reaction is, are you seriously talking to me like that in front of the cameras? I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I think that's what he thought at that moment. We keep moving a bit. When I'm talking, you're not talking. And that's when you see Alec Baldwin look at the camera. And he could not smile. You know that? You remember that when he was asked the question about his kids, he had this adjustment, this emotional adjustment. He did not have the intention of having any kind of emotional adjustment in this case. He was, I think he was pissed. And that's when Hilaria looks directly into the camera. And this is why, yes, we'll have to like just cut him out of the show. Yeah, this is what people were reacting to. But the problem is that this is not the whole story. It was uncomfortable to watch. Even if you don't like Alec Baldwin. So many people have said, I don't like Alec Baldwin. I still feel for the guy. But that was not the only time Hilaria acted like this. There are all the other times like this one.
Oh my God, you're distracting me right now.
Sorry.
Like now you're just doing that. Why? Why are you distracting me?
I'm just captivated by your beauty.
You're just distracting me.
so
No, but
beautiful.
oh my God, stop! You're annoying me. Stop! It's not cute. No, he's distracting me. So I'm gonna like walk out of this interview.
You see that? Okay, one thing is nagging a little bit, being playful about things, and trying to be a good sport and have these interactions. But when they extend for so long and they repeat many times over a 5 or 6 minute interview, that becomes uncomfortable. That's why when you see this,
Oh my God, you're distracting me right now.
Sorry.
Like now you're just
he says, I'm
doing
sorry.
that. Why? Why are you distracting me?
I'm just captivated by your
I'm just captivated by your beauty. He says. He compliments her again.
Yeah, you're just distracting me. No, but oh my God,
You're so beautiful. And she says,
stop!
no,
You're annoying me. Stop! It's not.
you're annoying me. And she could be saying that in a playful way, but I don't see her talking in a playful way. I don't see this, her attitude, her body language, the way that she says these words in a playful attitude. It's like, this is not a playful back and forth. It's like Alec Baldwin, the Alec Baldwin that left that voice mail message to his daughter back in the day, is trying to de-escalate the situation. Is trying to de-escalate the fake Latina. And she went full stop.
Stop! You're annoying me. Stop! It's not cute. No, he's distracting me. So
And you see that he presses his lips, looking at the camera again. He's looking at the camera and he's saying, I have to contain myself because I know what's going to happen if I speak my mind. And he is playful again, quote unquote. I would say it playful. And he begins saying something that we cannot hear because the mic is not on
distracting
him.
me. So I'm gonna like walk out of this interview.
I'm gonna walk out of this interview. By the way, she noticed it. You saw that in the intro when he begins to say those words that we cannot hear. Maybe you can read his lips. I'm going to do a shot of him speaking to see if you can read his lips. And if you can read his lips, make sure to comment it. See? I don't get what he says. But the funny thing is that she notices that he's saying something and then she drops the mask. In this channel, we have learned to see mask drops. Megan, anybody? Yeah, we know. I know a mask drop when I see one. And this was a mask drop for, I would say, half a second. Just half a second. And she also, she knows that the cameras are out there. She has to look away and begin to be not playful, but try to tone down the mask drop, the mask that just dropped. Again, these interactions is not only once that you have to take into account people's body language. It's not just one 15-second clip. You have to look at the whole interaction so you can have a better idea of what's going on. That is the way that you can really know about a couple's body language in this case. And no, there are other moments in which Hilaria was being, kind of annoying.
That season 2 is going to be you and Carmen. It's going to be the two of them. They have their own
Can
show.
I tell you, from now on, unless it's history, don't take anything that this guy is going to say because he just invents it.
I saw his words and I heard his words. Season 2 is going to be you and Carmen. And I have the idea. It was the first moment that I had the idea that Alec Baldwin didn't really want to do a reality show. because you can imagine all the, well, having 7 kids and also all the cameras and all the filming schedule. I cannot imagine how that works. That is going to be really hard. But you have to, redo your brand and your image in any way possible. So when he says those words,
But season 2 is going to be you and Carmen. It's going to be the two of them. They have their own
Can I
show.
tell you, from now on, unless it's history, don't take anything that this guy is going to say because he just invents it.
and she goes full, let's say, a bit annoying again, says that don't pay attention to him. Again, there's so many instances of this, and there's another clip
I
yet.
think anybody who's a parent knows that like routine is king, or in queen, routine is key. We'll just say king and queen at the same time.
essential.
It's essential.
And in this case, it was not that annoying, but she couldn't say routine is king. Oh, she had to go all, oh no, routine is king and queen. Oh, routine is key. Now, let's not talk about king or queen. I found that a bit maybe she wants to be a feminist or something like that, and no, she's just coming out of annoying. This is the last clip of Hilaria being annoying, I promise.
No, we just cut all that part out.
Cut me out.
Cut you out. When you're trying to make it silly, we cut it.
He was trying to be funny about the silly parts when they are finally being silly in the reality show, and she was saying, no, we're gonna cut those parts. We're not
No,
gonna cut
we
those
just
parts.
cut all that part out.
Cut me out.
Cut you out. When you're trying to make
And you see that, well, he looks like he's used to that attitude from her, which by this point, with so many clips that you have seen, like 5 different clips of Hilaria acting this way, don't you tell me if this is a, let's say, 6-minute interview, a 6-minute interview, you tell me if, okay, once I can understand, 2, all right, 5 times being annoying, shutting him off, that masks drop. You know what is interesting? That 1 month ago, when the reality show hadn't premiered yet, Hilaria had a, let's say, a completely different behavior at the SNL 50 celebration. And they were interviewed by Extra, again, by the same journalist. And, well, she even, let's say, how this, praised Alec's trajectory.
You know what? Watching him, now I'm going to start talking math. I've known you, 14 years, something like that. And watching you in all sorts of different, I've seen you on Broadway. I've seen you in movies. I've seen you doing this. And this is like your home. These are his people. And so it's a very
as
fun
much a
night to
home.
celebrate.
Yeah, there was also like a 5 or 6 minute clip. She did not do all the things that she did now. The only difference is that this was like 3 days before or 1 week before the premiere of the reality show. Right now it's like she's full on reality show. Maybe that's the only thing that has changed. But there's another thing. That's another thing that you need to. I'm gonna just go a bit faster through this. She is talking about this skincare routine book that she's writing with her daughter. I think it's Carmen. Carmen, who is 11. They are writing a skincare routine book. And Alec decided that he was going to take some kind of time out. And you see that he's interacting with this couple in the background. And I think that he decided to just, go out for a while because he needed to pause. You see that his attitude is, kind of warm with them. I guess that they did not know each other because they were taking a picture together. They were taking kind of a selfie. So I think they did not know each other. They were getting to know. Alec was, had a bit exaggerated gestures. Oh, okay. Oh, this is so great. As long as I can take a break from Hilaria. Thank you. And then he keeps talking to them. I think that he reached out to him to be able to listen, to hear what he was saying, what the gentleman was saying. Alec even put his hand on his shoulder to make sure, okay, I can hear you. What you say. It was a lot of noise, by the way. he was interacting with them, and I think that was a well-needed break. It was almost more than 1 minute. Again, this I'm sure that he needed that. He needed that break, and that's until, well, Hilaria calls him again. Okay, you have to come here. I'm doing an interview. I cannot do this alone. I'm going to fast forward to the next clip. What is the next clip about?
I did want to ask you lastly just about your memoir. What are you excited for readers to learn about you?
Okay, by the way, I forgot to mention that Hilaria Baldwin, at 41 years old, she is writing a memoir. I don't know what is she going to include in there, and I don't want to find out. One thing that I'm going to tell you is that if so far you haven't been annoyed by her voice, then stay away from her audiobook. Because yes, there's going to be an audiobook, and I cannot imagine how can it be worse than Harry's Spear, but Hilaria Baldwin can surprise me. So she's been asked about her memoirs, and this happens.
I did want to ask you lastly just about your memoir. What are you excited for readers to learn about you?
I'm in the process of doing the audiobook right now.
You notice that? How are your memoirs? What are people going to find out in your memoirs? And she avoids the question.
Just about your memoir. What are you excited for readers to learn about you?
They look at each other, and then couples have sometimes they have like 14 years together. They know how to communicate with their eyes, and I think that they both were thinking the same. We will never know what were they thinking, but Alec was very serious about that. As in, my idea is that maybe there are parts of the memoir that have to be corrected for accuracy, because if another scandal of like the fake Spanish accent explodes, then back to square one. So, well, maybe, or square one, I don't know. So I think that they were communicating to each other, and yeah, you know that you have to avoid the question of what is in the memoirs and talk about the audiobook.
I'm in the process of doing the audiobook right now, which is...
It's a heavy experience, right?
It is.
It is a heavy experience. Anybody that who has recorded an audiobook themselves knows that it's a ton of work and grueling work to get it right. It's very difficult. It's a ton of work, and if you're not already, if you don't have the work ethic, and if you're not a voice actor, it's gonna be really hard unless you're Harry and you just mumble through it. But at the end, she says something. This is a clip from almost the end of the interview.
Taking control of our own story.
Taking control of our own story. Where have I heard that? Taking control of our own story. My truth. I will let you guess who are we talking about in the comments. But not all. I told you that Alec was really trying to be a good sport about all this. And he complimented Hilaria not 1, not 2, 3, or 4, but 5 times, literally increasingly more intense each time. As in, he was really trying to prop her up for some reason. Some have the idea that this reality show is to not only to, let's say, clean Alec's image, which is a bit hard in itself in so many ways, but also to prop up Hilaria for future projects. And when you listen to Alec Baldwin, you're going to tell me if he is, you are the ones who are going to tell me if he is being truthful in this statement.
They actually, because of her, they eat very healthy. I mean, she, as a mother, is very good at keeping them on a routine.
Every day.
For essential in Spanish.
Esencial. Okay.
They let me down.
Yeah.
You guys have a beautiful life, a beautiful home. All right. We want more of this. Season 2? Do we know anything?
The Hilaria show.
No. I think we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it feels to have it be out there.
I hope people read my wife's book and realize what like an unusually amazing woman she is. My wife is probably one of the most special people. She is probably the most special person I've ever met in my life. Her qualities are just so, the combination is like kind of mind-blowing. Anyway.
So, well, some would say that Alec was acting like a simp, and this, an overly attached boyfriend. And yeah, this kind of pictures are, I don't know how to tell you, are a bit embarrassing, right? Because this is like for teenagers, But I don't know. Maybe it's the problem is that we are looking at this after we saw all the other clips, and we saw all the other clips. You have a very good idea of how is their couple dynamic by this point. I'm going to mention this tweet by Rivellino. The green line test failed, and the eye shame test failed. He was not only leaning into Hilaria, but also was closing his eyes. It was a bit uncomfortable to watch. But now it's time to look at that double down. You know that after everything that happened on the internet, after all the commentary, not my commentary, because my commentary is happening after, maybe she issues a response to the body language guy. But in this case, you know that when people are affected by something, they feel the need to respond to it, especially if you have a fragile ego, because you're hurt of what happened. That's not what you meant. You wanted to do things in another way, and you are witnessing the amount of people talking about you and your husband online, and you feel compelled to answer in some way. And in so many ways, this doubling down is even worse than the original clip. Watch.
Oh my God, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Sorry.
No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why, yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show.
Okay, they are trying to mock the clip that went viral. They're playing the sound of the original clip, and they're trying to invert their characters. It's like Alec is playing Hilaria and Hilaria is playing Alec. What does she say right after this?
And that is called, what's the word of the day?
Manterrupting.
Manterrupting. This is not, she's making this video to make him acknowledge that he was manterrupting her. This is a further humiliation video to really make sure that everybody that he was at fault, that she doing this, that when I'm talking, you're not talking. When I'm talking, you're not talking. No, that was not my fault. That was not Hilaria's fault. No, that was Alec who was manterrupting. Boy, seriously, but by this point, don't you tell me that you feel at least a bit bad for this. Well, he made his bed. Now it's time to lie on it, right?
Which could be a positive. It could be a negative, or
yeah, it's very manipulative. That manterruptive can be positive or negative. Yeah, whenever it suits you, I guess, because that's what manipulative people do.
Could be a.
Or could be what, Alec? The other term?
Correctile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Correctile dysfunction. Oh, I'm pretty sure that she came up with that. Or maybe she asked ChatGPT for a quirky term.
Yes, correctile dysfunction. I think that's one of our children trying to get into the room. But the whole point is, because our children are about to come in, the whole point is that we interrupt each other all the time.
Yeah, it was a bit ironic that she was talking about interruption, and one of the kids interrupted. Oh, look how happy we are as a family! Look how happy we as a family. I'm pretty sure this was not scripted. Yeah, of course not.
Carmen wants you. Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, go get Carmen.
Okay, so now that we cleared all of that up, wait, I cleared it up. Give me a kiss just so they know that I'm not.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And give me a kiss.
Kiss me.
Oh, look how happy are we as a couple. Look how playful are we. Look how we allow our kids to interrupt us. We are family people. This is so fake. This is so scripted. And well, the last clip that I'm going to show you is this one before I give you my final insights about all this all this debacle.
Even when I'm away from them for a day, and you believe me when I say this, she loves when I go away.
I think that was the only moment in which I saw Alec Baldwin show a genuine smile. She loves when I go away, even for a day. Okay, that I think that Alec was instead projecting himself into whatever she feels. I mean, I think that he feels great. He feels relieved when he goes away for a day. I'm not gonna say that it's because of his kids. Again, those first 3 clips that we saw about him reacting about the questions of his family and his kids were a bit odd. But I'm pretty sure that is because of the fake, crazy Latina, Spaniard, whatever she wants to call herself. I don't know. You do you, Hilaria. I really don't care. I'm going to tell you something about this. This is what I really think about what's going on with the reality show and this upcoming projects. The reality show was, of course, the original idea. The timing, you remember that the shooting, the tragedy of the set of Rust was in October 2021. I tried to search for something all over the internet if there was any kind of sign or clue that this reality show was planned before that date. And no, it seems that it was because of that event that somebody said, hey, we can milk money out of this, and we can tell Alec that, oh, we can paint you as a family man, so we can, like some sort of clean up your image just before the trial. You remember that it was perfect timing. 1 month before the trial began, he got this teaser and the trailer that painted him as, oh, this is family man. I already analyzed that on this channel, and at the same time, I see all the instances in which Hilaria is writing a book that she would like a second season. What I'm 100% sure of is that Alec didn't want a first season or a reality show in the first place. So maybe somebody is going to convince him, in spite of the very bad reviews of the reality show, that they still need that. And that somebody is going to be Hilaria, who, well, is going to tell him, I need a second. The first season was to clean up your name. The second season is to launch my book, my skincare book with Carmen, whatever. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. She's going to frame it like if they agreed, and she agreed to do the first season to help him clean up his name. That's what's going to happen. So they have to do this second season, which is going to flop even worse, if there's a second season at all. Again, them as a couple, this is as odd. But again, I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments? My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Bottle Language Guy. Remember to download my 100 bottle language tips right in the description of this video. Much love and bliss.